One of my favorite parts about the NBA and just basketball in general are the conversations and topics that come out of talking about basketball in the NBA. Conversations like who's the GOAT? Who's the best shooter of all time? Who's the best rebounder of all time? Who's the best scorer of all time? Who's the most dominant? And today, I'm going to be talking about a player who I believe is in the top 5 of greatest of all time and should be in everybody's top 10. And that player is Kobe Bean Bryant. Everyone knows how great Kobe Bryant was. And today, I'm going to be going over the journey post-glory era with him and Shaq. Quick side note, Kobe was one of my favorite players growing up. I'm a 2000s kid, so naturally, he's what made me fall in love with basketball in the NBA. The way he attacked the game and the way he was a natural-born killer is what basketball represented for me at a young age. And just the way he approached life as well. We all know the mantra, Mamba mentality. That's what fueled Kobe throughout his life and NBA career. When Shaq was traded from the Lakers, though, the city of LA initially turned on Kobe, blaming Kobe for Shaq's departure, which wasn't completely wrong. He did want Shaq out of LA, but he is not the Lakers front office. So, really, it was the Lakers' decision. They decided they wanted to keep their younger guy, which was Kobe Bryant. So, they had to split the two up. And after Shaq's departure in 2004, Kobe Bryant found himself in an unfamiliar position. For the first time in his career, he was truly on his own. The Lakers, once the NBA's most dominant dynasty, were suddenly a team in transition. The city of LA, which had adored its championship-winning duo, quickly turned its frustration on Kobe, like I said. And while the Lakers, like I said, framed the decision as a business move, people still didn't believe it as so. And in the immediate aftermath of the Shaq trade, the Lakers were no longer contenders. Phil Jackson, who had orchestrated the Lakers' championship runs, also left in 2004, leaving Kobe without the guidance of his trusted coach. The team's roster was depleted, and Kobe was tasked with carrying an unproven squad through a brutally competitive Western Conference. But despite the team's struggles, Kobe's individual brilliance was undeniable. He averaged 27.6 points per game during the 2004-2005 season, but the Lakers sadly still missed the playoffs. A humbling experience for a franchise accustomed, and fan base accustomed, to competing for titles year after year. Critics questioned whether Kobe's scoring prowess could translate into team success or was just individual success. Was he too selfish? Could he elevate those around him? These are questions that fans and media were asking at the time. But the following seasons, the league and fans saw Kobe reach new heights as a scorer. In the 2005-2006 season, he averaged an astounding 35.4 points per game, the highest of his career and the highest in the NBA since Michael Jordan in the 1986-1987 season. And the biggest highlight of that year came on January 22nd, 2006, when Kobe delivered one of the most historic and iconic performances in NBA history. An 81-point explosion against the Toronto Raptors. It was a night that left the basketball world in awe and silenced anyone questioning Kobe's abilities as a basketball player and natural-born scorer. But even as he dazzled individually, the Lakers struggled to advance in the playoffs, falling in the first round in both the 2006 and 2007 season. And this frustration, losing constantly, began to mount for Kobe. And he famously demanded for a trade in 2007, expressing his disappointment with the Lakers' inability to build a competitive roster for one of the league's best players. For a moment, it seemed the relationship between Kobe and the franchise was damaged for good. It was damaged goods. But just when things appeared to be at their lowest, a light started to shine. And everything changed in February 2008, when the Lakers acquired all-star forward Pau Gasol in a trade with the Memphis Grizzlies. The arrival of Gasol gave Kobe the running mate he desperately needed. Together, they formed a dynamic duo, and with Gasol's skill in the post, perfectly complementing Kobe's perimeter brilliance, with a more balanced roster also, the Lakers transformed into a legitimate contender overnight. And in 2008, the Lakers advanced to the NBA Finals, where they faced their arch rivals, the Boston Celtics. And though the series ended in disappointment for the Lakers and Kobe, it was clear this team was on the verge of something special. This loss only fueled Kobe's determination, and he entered the 2008-2009 season with a renewed focus. The next year, Kobe led the Lakers back to the finals, where they defeated the Orlando Magic, led by superstar center Dwight Howard in 5 games. For Kobe, this championship was different. It was his first title without Shaq. He could finally take home that acclaimed Finals MVP award, a recognition that he deserved, showing his dominance throughout that playoff series. But Kobe wasn't done. In the 2010 season, Kobe brought another chance at redemption for the Lakers as the Lakers faced the Celtics in the finals. This series was a grueling 7-game battle, and it tested Kobe in every way. In Game 7, he struggled with his shot but found other ways to contribute, grabbing 15 rebounds and making key plays down the stretch. When the final buzzer sounded, Kobe had his 5th championship, his most meaningful one yet, and a 2nd consecutive Finals MVP award. Kobe's journey from the post-Shaq era to the peak of his career was more about than just basketball. It was a story of resilience, growth, and redemption. He proved to himself, to the city of Los Angeles, and to the world that he could lead a team to success as the undisputed leader and captain of the team. The criticisms of his early career that he couldn't win without Shaq or that he was too selfish were done. They were silenced. These titles were his crowning achievements, built not just on skill, but an unrelenting drive to outwork everyone else and master every detail of the game of basketball. Off the court, Kobe began to mature as well. Gone was the young, brash player who sometimes clashed with teammates and coaches, and in came in was a man who embraced leadership and lifted up those around him. Teammates like Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, and Derek Fisher often spoke of Kobe's intense demands, but also his unwavering belief in their abilities. He pushed them because he wanted them to experience the same level of success that he demanded of himself. The Mamba mentality that Kobe embodied during this era became more than just a slogan. It was a philosophy, a way of life centered around relentless effort, discipline, and the pursuit of greatness. This mentality resonated far beyond basketball, inspiring athletes in other sports, entrepreneurs, and everyday people striving to overcome their own challenges. As the 2010s progressed, age and injuries began to take their toll on Kobe, though. The Lakers struggled to maintain their championship form, and their roster underwent significant changes. Despite the challenges, Kobe's drive never wavered. Even as the team's success declined, he continued to provide moments of brilliance. One of the most defining moments of his later career came in 2013. At 34 years old, Kobe was playing some of the best basketball of his career, willing the Lakers into playoff contention. And bringing this up really just gives me some real PTSD. But in a fateful game against the Golden State Warriors, he tore his Achilles tendon, a devastating injury that many believe would end his career. And in true Kobe fashion, he didn't leave the court. Instead, he calmly walked to the free throw line and sank 2 free throws and then exited the game. It was a moment that perfectly encapsulated his grit and determination. Kobe's recovery was grueling, though, and though he returned to the court, he was never quite the same player. Yet, even in the twilight of his career, he continued to inspire. His farewell tour during the 2015-2016 season was a celebration of his legacy. Fans around the league paid tribute to the man who had defined a generation of basketball. Kobe's final game on April 13, 2016 was nothing short of legendary. While the Warriors were playing another game, possibly breaking the regular season wins record, all eyes were on Kobe Bryant in his last game. In front of a packed Staples Center crowd, he scored an incredible 60 points, leading the Lakers to a comeback win over the Utah Jazz. It was a storybook ending to a career that had been defined by spectacular performances and an unyielding will to win. After retiring, Kobe didn't slow down. He applied that same Mamba mentality to life. He transitioned seamlessly into his post-playing career, pursuing new passions with the same intensity he brought to the court, becoming an advocate for women's sports, coaching his daughter Gianna's basketball team, and championing the growth of the WNBA. He also delved into storytelling, founding Granity Studios and producing content that reflected his love for basketball and the lessons it taught him. In 2008, Kobe won an Academy Award for his animated short film, Dear Basketball, a heartfelt story to the game that had given him so much. This achievement symbolized his ability to excel in any field he chose, further cementing his status as a cultural icon.